Set here. I am recording, and I'm going to get out of here so you two can talk about silent trees.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, welcome to Gru, and thank you so much for being my guest today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course. I guess the first question I want to start out asking you, typical question, is basically like, what inspired you to want to write and make the film?
Hmm. I think it's the topic of the refugee crisis, which, it's a global topic, but we never really concentrate on a teenage perspective within this topic. And this is something that I wanted to achieve in this film, to show the inner world of just one teenage girl, not to address the broad perspective, the challenges that come with the topic, but just show one human within this, a whole sea of statistics.
Oh no, yeah, definitely, definitely. And like the film is featured on her on Runa, and it's also featured on her brothers and her mom and dad too. And it definitely shows like the the pain that families go through when they're facing this, when they're basically like forced out of their home and have nowhere to go and can't get to where they want to get get to. And it's definitely something that a lot of people still face yet. And the film definitely shows like the stress and the pain and everything that they're going through.
Yeah, I mean, this was the idea, to show a face, to put a name to the issue of a refugee crisis. And
Mhm.
I'm really happy to be now at Slamdance in US to share it with American audience because I think it cannot be more relevant nowadays in US
Oh, I know.
with everything that is happening now around the Mexican American border as well. I mean, the story in my film is set in Europe, but just as Europe is increasingly becoming a fortress, so is US. I think
Oh, yeah.
the whole Western world is becoming a fortress, and for me, this is really unhuman, and that's why I wanted to make this film.
And part of the film, like I don't want to give too many spoilers on the film, but her the mom dies, and it like to have something like that because Runa is so young. She's only a teenager. And when the mother dies, she has to basically step in for her. Like she has to take care of the father and the brothers. And it's definitely hard. Like how do you feel like it's a lot of stress and pressure on her at such a young age to take over sort of the mother role of the family?
Yeah, actually, I think she didn't have a choice. I mean, no one asked her, are you okay with that? Do you feel strong enough to become a mother for your four younger brothers? Are you okay with
Mhm.
helping your father solve everyday issues or even solving them for him? And I think this is also a case that happens in many situations where there are young teenage girls that have to take the responsibility for their whole families because the parents just somehow cannot cope with the new world, the new situation. So again, I mean, the story is a pretty much universal one of growing up too early in the times of a global refugee crisis. um, yeah, and Runa herself, she doesn't consider herself a hero. And now in
Mhm.
Poland, she's nominated to this award, which is called Superhero, for powerful women activists, with many,
Yeah.
many celebrities nominated alongside her. And she always says that she doesn't really feel like a hero. She just simply had no choice.
Oh yeah, and like you also see in the movie in the film like her younger brother gets angry at them and lashes out and stuff. And I guess like that that stuff does happen because you're basically I mean, because he's a very young person too, and to see all this stuff that he has to see at that age, like it's definitely hard. Like you can see why he acts out the way he does.
Yeah, I think no one in the entire world should have to go through this, what they went through. I mean,
Hmm.
imagine you're spending many, many days and nights in the middle of winter in Eastern Europe in a huge forest. You get lost. You don't know where is the south, the north. You don't know where to go anymore. And you're not welcome in Europe. You cannot enter Europe. You can also not go back because then the totalitarian regime of Belarus is not letting you go back and withdraw. So you're basically stuck. You're like a ping pong ball that Lukashenko and Putin, because he was the guy behind the refugee crisis, play with European Union. And these are humans, not ping pong balls.
Well, yeah, exactly. I know, but not everything is sad about the film. Like we definitely see that she has a gift for art, and 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 the film focuses on that too, on how good she is with art and animation, and you get to look at the sketchbook that she does. So it definitely has like an uplifting side too, a positive side.
Yeah, I mean, life is never completely dark, right? There is always
Hmm.
light in the darkness, and this is something we wanted to focus on. So, without any spoilers, the film has a happy-ish end. Maybe not a happy end, but a happy-ish end. Because, at the end, we really don't know how strong we are as humans. And this is something I learned from making this film, that now that we travel to festivals, it's almost a year now that we've been to festivals all around the world. And very often Runa is with me
Oh
and
wow.
her brothers. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they did not come to US. You can imagine why, with Iraqi passports, not likely to be
Yeah,
allowed
true.
to enter. But yeah, she does travel with me, and it's amazing to see how much of a mature woman she has become, and how happy she is with her current life. And then I go back to these images from the film, to the beginning, and I really think to myself that we are much stronger as humans than we
Definitely.
imagine. And I hope you can see in this film that it's also an ode to human strength and to the power of family, because the family plays an important role in this film. I mean, without them being together, being really a family, they wouldn't
Mm.
have survived.
Oh no, definitely. I know. I know. And you mentioned like you this film has been being shown at different film festivals all over. And what's it like for you to travel around the world and seeing your movie being playing at different festivals and how the fans act towards it?
Yeah, it's amazing because now we can compare, how the audience reacts worldwide, basically.
Mhm.
But there is, I think, something that is universal, and this is something that never happened to me before with any of my films. It's almost every screening, I hear people cry. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking about, like a tear, shedding a tear or two. It's like a cry that you can hear in the cinema, in the theater, in the venue. And this is really an amazing thing. And that's why Runa always, when she travels with me to film festivals, she insists on watching the film. I think she watched it like over 30 times at
Oh my
least.
God.
And she is always doing it with the audience because she says that, this is like, I think she gets energy from this, that
Hmm.
they acknowledge her pain, that they are with her, that they understand what she was feeling back then. Yeah, I think that's the magic of cinema.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what did you love most about the film, about making the film?
I really loved working on animations. This is my first ever experience with
Oh,
animation.
really?
Yeah. I have never made a normal documentary film. All my films are in a way experimenting. They are hybrids. So I made a documentary musical, for instance, where we had musical parts with people dancing, singing, but embedded in a core documentary observational style. And now this was the first time I worked with animation, and it really opened my mind. Animation is an amazing tool because there are no limits.
Oh yeah.
Like you can really show the unfilmable. Something I would not be able to film with my camera. How do you enter someone's mind? Cut their head open, split it, and then just put the camera inside. No, that's not possible, but it is with the use of animation.
Is it hard? Because like I don't know too much about how it is to film with animation. Like is it difficult to get everything going and get the voices to match everything? And
I mean, we filmed the documentary layer first, and only then at the very end we did the animated sequences because we had to know precisely where they are set, what they mean, and what should be
Mhm.
in them. Because one thing I've learned is that animation takes time and costs a lot. So, yeah, that we did at the very end to save money and time, not to just experiment with the sequences. Uh, but yeah, it was really amazing because we used the sounds from the documentary world. The sounds for the animated sequences actually come from the real refugee crisis, from the forest, from what was going on there. All the screams, shouts, everything you hear is like documentary. It's just we're bringing it to life thanks to Runa's drawings.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I I was gonna ask like how did you come up with the title of the film, but then when I watch it, like I see when she says that one part in there when I see the trees, I hear my mom's voice and that definitely like matched good with the title of the film.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Another one is that this refugee crisis unfolded in an area that we were forbidden to enter, because the right-wing government of Poland created a no-go zone. That not even medical aid was allowed to enter. No journalists, nothing. Yeah, it's also one of these unhuman sides of the refugee conflict. So in many cases, it was only the trees that were the silent witnesses of the horror happening in the forest, and they must have seen a lot. So yeah, that's and the trees also play a very important role in our film. They are in these animated sequences as Runa's nightmare because she comes from Iraq, from the region of Iraq where there are basically no trees. So imagine that you end up suddenly in a huge forest with 300, 400 years old oaks, large trees. It's overwhelming. Even now, Runa hates trees. She never walks
Oh,
through a park. The trauma
oh
is
wow.
so big. So we knew that somehow these trees, as the nightmares hunting her, um, yeah, they have to be in the title.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. And the music for the film, the score, like how did you know the sound that you wanted to
Oh,
put in there?
this is actually a very good question because the music is done by Niklas Paschburg. He is one of very famous German musicians, and I'm his huge fan. I tried to get into his concerts, and I was not able to secure a ticket. Like I
Oh
never.
no.
Yeah, he's a celebrity. I mean, in the world of art house music. So he's really truly my idol. So we just sent him a trailer of the film with his music added, and I was like, have a look at that. Maybe you can just give us rights to your music. And at the end, he turned out to be such a sweet guy. He just fell in love with the family, and he composed this music for us. So it was an amazing thing to work with him. Yeah.
Wow. That's a really good story. I like that. And I know we're getting close on our time, so I just want to ask you, where could fans keep keep up with the film? Like, how could they see where the film's playing at and watch it?
We have our Instagram and Facebook, like the basics. It's Silent Trees, easy to find. Just the title of our film, and we keep our fans and audience updated. Also on what's going on with the family now. Years after the film was shot,
Hmm.
completed, and we will continue to update because Runa is going to finish high school next year, and we are
Ah,
doing everything we can to really push her to study law because she wants to become a human rights lawyer, and we are doing everything we can to help her.
oh, wow, that's so awesome.
Yeah, she's
Well,
an awesome woman.
yeah, she really is. She went through a lot. Yeah.
And now she actually is a woman. She's already 18.
Okay, okay. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on and
Thank you.
doing this and thank you for making such a great film too.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a good one.